I love you all. Fantastic. Welcome to the Chelsea Football FanCast. I am Stanford Chidge, and this is the daddy of all Chelsea podcasts, fueled by Guinness and powered by celery. And the name of this show is Get Your Yayas Out. For those of you under the age of 45, Google it. Ross, welcome to the show.
Evening, Chidge. We've got a nice new desk.
We have, actually. I'm well spotted. Nothing goes past you. No, we have a very nice, shiny desk, actually, tonight. Next week, we might even have our logo on the front. You never know. Pablo.
Hello, Chidge. You all right?
I'm very, very well. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
You all right?
Yeah. Still feeling the effects of yesterday a little bit, but
yes.
I'm all right.
Top day, wasn't it? Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was very, very good. Now, we do have some brilliant guests this week. They have been on the show before. They are rock and rollers. And the first one of them is Lawrence.
How's it going? You all right?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not bad.
I'm very, very good to see you.
Especially
Now,
after yesterday's game.
Exactly. We've also got Jason. We couldn't squeeze him around the table, or there was another reason. I think it's in his rider, maybe. But Jason, from the beautiful game, on the benches. How are you?
I'm very well.
He's very quiet. He's not usually quiet. It's because you're used to having a mic in front of him, aren't you, mate? Just pretend. Now, who else we got on the benches this week? Chad Meister.
As always, we've got one Harry Baker.
One Harry Baker. There's only one Harry Baker. Lovely.
I've also brought my sister along this week, Hattie.
Woo!
Yeah, a bit of... as we didn't have any ladies last week, I thought I'd bring one along this week.
Well, there we go.
Hello, Chad's sister.
Hello, Chad's sister.
Hello.
Nice to see you. And, of course, we've got an old friend of mine making his debut this week, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got Andy Silverman here today as well.
We've brought him out of Mixler onto the benches. It's great to see you, mate.
Evening, Chidge.
Lovely to see you. And I did see you very briefly yesterday at the CFC UK stall, I recall. So brilliant. We've got the benches in. That's lovely. Now, the reason why we've got Jason and Lawrence on the show tonight, as I said, they've been on before. They're brilliant fun. But they've got a new single out, which is actually out today, called Broken Clocks. And we're going to have a sneaky preview of that later in the show, aren't we?
We are.
Not a live performance, but a video performance.
Yes.
Better than nothing. Excellent stuff. Now, the other thing is, if you want to be on the benches like Andy and Harry and Chad's lovely sister, then all you have to do is you have to email chelseafancast@gmail.com and tell your Uncle Chidge, and he will make it happen, because that's the kind of guy I am. Now, on the show tonight, we're obviously going to be talking about the City game. Great game that was. And we're also going to be talking fannies when we're awarding our Man of the Match, Chant of the Match, Guinness and celery moments. Loads and loads of them this week, but we want to hear yours too, so get them into chatter. Obviously, we're going to be talking to the boys from the beautiful game, and we even might have a little bit of a chat about the Schalke game, because it would obviously be very rude not to. Even more to the point, we've got something very exciting towards the end of the show, so you need to keep tuned in for this. But we are going to be revealing how you can win a shirt like this. How about those apples?
It's a classic.
How about that? It's a Zola shirt, retro shirt, basically. That's the old Autoglass one, for those of you old enough to remember.
Cup Winners' Cup final.
Yeah, I know, isn't it? Fantastic. And there you go. You can get any player's name you want on the back. Zola works for me. So we're going to tell you all about how you can win that later on the show. God, I almost forgot. How stupid of me. What else? Yes. No, you can't. Well, you might do. I don't know. I haven't checked what the size is, but we'll have a look in the break. Now, other than that, obviously, if you want to tweet us during the show, you need to tweet at Chelsea FanCast, but you need to use the hashtag, which sometimes appears on our screen, which is obviously hashtag Chelsea FanCast. And of course, if you're listening live on Mixler, then you can interact with the Chad Meister, who will be asking you all sorts of questions, and you need to be mixler.com, mixlr.com/Chelsea-fancast to do all of that. And of course, later on the show, we'll be having our lovely little thing called You're on CFFC, where you can talk to us on Skype, or you can tweet us, or you can again talk to Chad on Mixler and get your questions in for us. But if you want to Skype us, it's chelsea.fancast. All very, very exciting. And to wrap up the show in true style, as we always do, the Chad Meister himself will be giving us his weekly stats. I like that. And of course, we'll have a bit of Chelsea supporter-related news. Oh, it's going to be a packed show tonight. I'm going to need assistance with it, if you know what I mean. Anyway, it's now time for the big match review. Lovely. It was a really good day yesterday. I have to say, I absolutely enjoyed it. Nothing like beating a serious title contender rival, which is exactly what we did. But of course, the first and most important thing I have to announce on live television is that not 5 minutes after Aguero scored, Pablo, I called it. I said, don't worry. I was sitting next to benches as always, and Johnny T, and I said, don't worry. I said, we're going to win this 2-1, and Torres is going to score the winner. How about that?
Good stuff.
You impressed?
Yeah, you should have put some money on it.
I know. Well, it's a bit hard when you're in the middle of the stadium, you know. The signal's not good enough for me to do in play. But I really did. I called it. But as I said, you know, Ross, it was a really, really important win, I thought. It was our first kind of real test. And I thought we ground it out. And I actually think that, you know, yesterday we probably saw the main two contenders for the title yesterday, because they are a decent side, see, but we won. We got the 3 points, didn't we?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, I think on the balance of play, draw may have been a fair result, but it's always great to, you know, nick those 2 extra points and take City down a peg.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I would say that in terms of a draw being a fair result, we should rightfully have been totally out of sight by half-time if we'd taken some of the chances we did have, and that would have obviously been a different story had that happened.
A very, very good point, Pablo. What do you think, Lowell? You were there, weren't you?
I was, yeah. I'm meeting you boys for a beer afterwards. But
you did, didn't you?
Yeah. I thought we played, especially first half, we played great, and we definitely, as you said, we should have been out of sight by half-time. Some good substitutions by Mourinho afterwards during the second half, and
cracking game, though.
Glad
good atmosphere as well. It was a
I thought the
proper
atmosphere
old
was
match,
great.
wasn't it? That's what I liked about it. Now, around this time, those of you who are observant and actually watch this show, the 3 or 4 people out there who do this, I usually would kind of introduce it with a bit of match stats and maybe a team lineup. But after 5 weeks, it's only taken 5 weeks for me to get bored of the stats. How about that, Chadder? I'm bored of the stats already.
Lies.
So
That's
I've
lies.
got. Yeah, it's
Lies.
true. You see, as far as I'm concerned, mate, there's only room for one amount of stats on this show, and they're the Chadmeister stats. All right?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Take
all
that,
right.
Ross.
Anyway, to replace it, we're going to replace it. We've had a new idea. The wonderful gentleman on my right-hand side has told me about something, and we're now going to do something which we like to call what, Ross? Wass's Waitings.
Yeah, I don't know where this has come from.
Wass's Waitings. So, basically every week, Ross is going to rate every single player who played, and he's going to take us through the ratings that he gave them. So if you disagree with them entirely, you blame Ross. Anyway, take it away, Ross.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing waitings.
Waitings
You've
or
got me saying
waitings?
it now, exactly. I've been doing it for every game this season. Finally thought about, you know, trying it out on the show.
So what do we got then?
Well, I started off. I gave Czech a 5. I don't think you can concede a goal like that, even though he did play quite well.
He made 2 really stunning saves, which arguably kept us in the game, to be fair.
He did, but, you know, if you concede a goal like that every week, you never keep a clean sheet.
But you don't concede goals like that every week because you don't play someone like Sergio Aguero every week. He took it so early on his wrong foot that, frankly, Czech hadn't set himself, and I don't think any other keeper would have saved that either.
Pablo's already coming out with his pedantry.
Yeah,
He's not having it, Ross.
I shouldn't
He's
send
not
him
having
to
it,
Pablo
mate.
after the game.
He's not having it. So come on,
He tucks right in.
give us the rest of them, and then we'll tear you apart. How's that sound?
Yeah, okay. Well, I thought both fullbacks played quite well. Ivanovic and Cole both got a 7. We looked slightly soft through the middle at times. Cahill and Terry both got 6s.
A bit like you and me, we're a bit soft in the middle, aren't we?
yeah.
That's not what it says on the screen.
No,
Sorry to be
no.
pedantic again. But
That's because
I did.
No,
I changed
he
my
did.
mind. I gave Terry a 7 in the end.
He
actually.
felt guilty
Yeah.
about giving JT a 6, and he did actually. So actually, on the screen, it's right.
Yeah, I got
Cool.
it wrong. But my 2 man of the match candidates, which we'll get to later, as you can see, were Ramirez got an 8, Torres got an 8 as well. I thought Schürrle played quite well with a 7. Lampard possibly his weakest performance of the season, and Hazard was quite quiet as well. They both got 5s.
I mean, I don't know if you can quite see it, but you gave Mikel an 8 when he came on as a sub, and Willian an 8. But Eto'o didn't play enough. I mean, if you play under 10 minutes,
You don't.
Yeah.
It's not really fair because you may only get a couple of touches.
yeah, fair enough. Now, I mean, I'll tell you what, Ross, I'm gonna really enjoy this because I think it stimulates debate, and that's what this show's all about. But I mean, I'm going to let Pablo and Lawrence pick you apart before I come in with the heavy guns.
I can see this coming.
You know, they're absolutely itching for it. What do you reckon, boys? Do you agree with that, or do you think he's been? I think he's been a bit tight, personally. I think he could have given us a bit higher marks on a lot of those.
I do with Czech because he did make some really good saves. There was one with his saved it with his foot, didn't he? Which I thought was
from Silva.
yeah. And Ramirez, I thought he was brilliant. So I'll agree with you on an 8. And Torres as well, great performance.
What about you, Pablo? Would you agree with that, or has he made some horlicks there?
I feel like we kind of going to be jumping the gun on the man of the match stuff now, really.
No, not really.
Ivanovic, I thought, was far and away Chelsea's best player yesterday. He was strong throughout everything. He was arguably our biggest attacking threat for spells. He was taking on Clichy, absolutely destroyed him, and he was strong at the back. So yeah, other than a few poor crosses,
I think he could have given. I think he could have given Torres 9. Actually, I thought his performance was very good yesterday. I agree with Ramirez. I agree with Ivanovic. Oscar a bit tight. I thought Oscar played well yesterday.
Yeah. I thought he was kept quiet at times. I mean, we didn't have that much of the ball.
Well, he was basically playing as an auxiliary midfielder yesterday.
But with Torres, I thought it was a pretty poor miss in the first half. He also tried
such a hard man.
And he didn't play for the majority of the second half.
He tried to a diving chest into the net, and there are a couple of runs which.
All right, very quickly. What do they reckon on the benches, Chad? What are they saying in Mixler? Do they think Ross has made a Horlicks there, and he's been a bit tight? I think, hasn't he?
I think if you had to do 2 goalkeepers, then I would save that one from Aguero personally.
What do you reckon, Chad?
Keegs says Branner will be after Ross. He doesn't agree with his rating.
Yes, too right. The real Branner Ivanovic.
And Terry Fisk disagrees with Czech and said there's no way that anybody would have saved that shot.
Well, there we go.
The thing is, he looked like a drunk hailing a taxi.
It's all a game of opinions. It's all a game of opinions, and there are going to be much, much more opinions coming right up after this very short break.